Now, speaking of Elon Musk's acquisition of Twitter, how exactly did he manage to pull that off? I mean, there seemed to be so much resistance, so many obstacles, especially from the Twitter board of directors. Then abruptly, just after 11 days, Musk had closed the deal. You'd think there'd be a lot of powerful people with a vested interest in Musk not buying Twitter, able to put the kibosh on that. Now we're going to look at why that wasn't the case. It actually comes back to the shareholding structure of Twitter. First of all, Twitter does not have an individual or super shareholder who has absolute say, unlike Facebook, Alibaba, JD, and other internet companies. Twitter did not set up a dual shareholding structure of AB shares when it went public in 2013. It also did not give super voting rights to the company's founder and top management, but instead allocated voting rights on a one share, one vote basis. For example, after the listing of JD, although Tencent is its largest shareholder, the company's founder was awarded 20 super voting rights per share, so he has absolute say over JD. Meanwhile, Twitter's founder, Dorsey, was almost kicked off the board and forced to resign, let alone having super voting rights. Clearly, Elon Musk is a formidable force. The second point that worked in Musk's favor is the fragmentation of Twitter's shareholding structure. Musk held 9.2% of Twitter's shares when he made the offer. The top shareholders of Twitter at the time were Vanguard, Morgan Stanley, and BlackRock, holding 8.8%, 8.4%, and 6.5% Twitter shares respectively. Vanguard actually increased its stake to 10.3%. Morgan Stanley, the third largest shareholder, secretly supported Musk's acquisition. The joint shares of these two dramatically outweigh the others, so Musk has absolute say. If you look at their opponents, the other 11 members of Twitter's board of directors have a combined shareholding of less than 2.5%. So to Musk, they probably look like sitting ducks. Of course, Morgan Stanley played an important role behind the scenes of this acquisition. So the second question is, why does Morgan Stanley so favor Elon Musk? When it comes to Musk and Morgan Stanley, there's a mysterious figure, Jared Birchall, who's the current head of Musk's family office. Jared Birchall, a former senior vice president at Morgan Stanley, was tapped by Musk in 2016 to help him create his family office, Accession, and to manage its operations and investments. In fact, in recent years, Musk has managed his investments and wealth through this mysterious firm and this financial top gun, Jared Birchall. Since the successful acquisition of Twitter, Western media has intensively reported on this mysterious family office of Musk, comprising Accession and Jared Birchall. Given the connection between Birchall and Morgan Stanley, it is not surprising that Morgan Stanley has joined forces with Musk. With Morgan Stanley's backing, Musk had full confidence going into the acquisition war against Twitter's board of directors. But why was Musk's ability to take Twitter largely doubted? Although he's the richest man in the world, Musk often says he has no cash. In a sense, this is true. His wealth is concentrated in stocks and other securities, but not so much in cash. So after he said he'd buy and privatize Twitter, people were skeptically saying to Musk, "Show me the money." According to an SEC filing, Musk received $25.5 billion in debt and margin loan financing for the acquisition of Twitter. He has provided over $21 billion in equity commitments for a total of $46.5 billion, just enough to complete the acquisition. Where did this money come from? Well, it floweth forth from these main sources. The first is $13 billion from financial giants like Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, and Barclays banks. The second source is Musk's Tesla stock. He used it as collateral to get a $12.5 billion bank loan. Thirdly, Musk borrowed about $21 billion, so the world's richest man needed money, and a bunch of people were more than happy to lend it to him. But we can now expect to see Musk selling off his Tesla stock to repay the loan. Right now, there's about 11 big banks and financial institutions rubbing their hands together, looking forward to a whole lot of interest from Musk. According to some Western media, Morgan Stanley played an important role as a partner and guarantor in this process and helped bridge the acquisition for Musk. So with Jared Birchall as Musk's chief steward, we can almost certainly look forward to more Musk and Morgan Stanley joint ventures in the future. As an aside, in terms of investing, Elon Musk seems to only invest in his own companies: SpaceX, Tesla, Solar City, and his tunnel company, The Boring Company. He doesn't invest in other companies. He does not own any other public securities. This time he took Twitter and turned it into his own. You could say that acquiring Twitter has completed Musk's business empire. SpaceX is flying high in the sky. Tesla is cruising the ground, while Boring is digging tunnels underground. There's also Neuralink connecting the brain to machines. And now Musk has Twitter extending deeply into cyberspace. Overall, Musk seems to be well-intentioned. Like many people, I think it's a good thing for free speech and the health of society that he's taken the Twitter reins. At the same time, this is a whole lot of power and influence for one Tony Stark-esque billionaire. The US Constitution prescribes the separation of powers among the legislative, judicial, and executive branches of government. Its principle of federalism further separates power between federal, state, and local governments. This reflects the framers' understanding of the danger of concentrating power in one individual or entity, as well-intentioned as that individual or entity may be. What do you think? Can we sit back and relax now that Twitter is in Elon Musk's hands? Or is it dangerous irrespective of whose hands power is concentrated in? If you're watching on TV, you can find me on Epoch TV online to leave your comments. Curiously, following Musk's acquisition of Twitter, Truth Social, the social media platform founded by former President Trump, has spiked in popularity. Recently, it's had the most app downloads, with Twitter sliding in at second place. Musk retweeted the screenshot of the App Store download rankings, followed by 2 trademark Musk comments. He mocked the Truth Social name, saying, "Trumpet would be a better choice. That's Trump, it." It's not a bad idea. As another point of curiosity, big conservative influencers on Twitter have suddenly gained a lot of followers. Reportedly, at the same time, big left-leaning influencers have lost a lot of followers, or their gain in followers has suddenly dipped. Then we have the dynamic changes in Tesla's stock price. On April 26th, Tesla's stock plunged 12%, losing $126 billion overnight. That's enough money to buy 3 Twitters. What is the market so worried about? Analysts are saying everyone's worried that Musk may sell or pledge more Tesla shares to support its financing, now that he's short on cash, after nabbing Twitter. This could explain the sharp drop in Tesla's stock price. At the same time, there are people who want to rain on Elon's parade and deliberately short Tesla stock, not the least of who is Bill Gates. Now, maybe back when Bill Gates was in grade school, if one of the other kids on the playground heard Bill Gates was gunning for them, well, I don't know, maybe they wouldn't have been too worried. But now Gates is a heavy hitter. Elon Musk should probably watch his back somewhat. Then as a final reason for Twitter's stock drop, people may be expecting Elon to just focus more on Twitter now and neglect Tesla. Now let's cut to China for a snapshot of the latest crazed antics from the world's #1 psychopathic regime, the Chinese Communist Party. Xi Jinping has demanded that China outpace America's GDP growth this year, the Wall Street Journal recently reported. It's no secret that China is currently being hit hard by the pandemic. Cities across the country are in lockdown, factories are shut down, businesses are shut down, commercial production is suspended, and farmers are no longer out working the fields. Despite all this though, President Xi has still told Chinese regime officials China's economic growth rate must exceed that of the US this year. Xi has stressed to top economic and financial officials that it is important to ensure China's steady economic growth. Why? Because this is the only way to show the superiority of the Chinese Communist Party, or CCP dictatorship, over the liberal democratic system of the West.